The Central Bank of Nigeria has launched the first ever rain-fed wheat program in Nigeria. The aim of the program is cutting down importation by over 60%, saving an estimated $2 billion annually in foreign exchange. CBN Governor Mr. Godwin Emefiele said the program will benefit over 150,000 farmers and will be executed in 15 states of the Federation. For a start, Pelumi Olanubi, who is an analyst with Financial Derivatives Company Limited, joins us now to discuss further. Pelumi, what do you make of that? You're welcome. Good morning.
Good morning.
What do you make of that initiative from the Central Bank?
I mean, we've been hearing these talks about banning wheat imports over a couple of months now, and it's good. It's what we call this import substitution strategy, actually by the CBN, and it's majorly targeted at increasing domestic production of wheat so that we can, at least produce up to what we demand. Currently in the country, we produce about 63,000 metric tons, of wheat, and that's compared to our demand of 5 to 6, 6.5 million tons of wheat. So the demand supply gap is actually huge, and in terms of import bills, we spend at least about $2 billion on wheat import annually. I mean, if that is saved, we know what that can mean to the economy. And also, this initiative actually is all-encompassing because it's going to cut across about 15 states in the Federation. And also, they are looking at expanding to about 180,000 acres of land and looking at increasing, benefiting about 150,000 farmers. And that is a very good initiative, you ask me, going forward. And what we are looking at is 2-3 years down the line, hoping that this initiative will still be there and will still feel the impact. It's not just about the talks, but implementation, the strategy. And the CBN governor also alluded to the fact that the success they've seen in the Anchor's Borrower program, in wheat and maize production. So they want to extend the same to wheat production so that we can at least produce more locally and consume more locally. Not only that, I think it's important to mention also that they also said they are going to involve stakeholders involved in value addition to wheat production so that the demand will be there, and also we can see how we can improve in a value chain and all that. So I think it's a very pretty welcome initiative.
Yeah. What about the impact on, I guess, wheat prices, and even, you're seeing food inflation over 20%. How do you think this can filter its way to impact those metrics?
Well, I will take it in two fronts, in the short and the long run. Looking at it in the short run, nothing much can be done because we know wheat takes about 6 to 8 months for it to damage. And the good thing about this initiative also is that it's going to, not just the regular season, also it's going to come into even winter season. So we'll see around the year production. And the seedling of this new wheat, they secured good seedling from Mexico, and this seedling is actually the capacity of producing about 200-300% above the capacity. Now, what we produce 0.8 to 1.8 million metric tons, but what we are looking at is producing about 6 to 7 metric tons by yield, and that would, of course, affect production. So this would actually feed into the cost of wheat-based products. And we all know that flour majorly, Nigeria is a large consumer of flour, and flour is produced from wheat, and we use flour to make a lot of things. But the question now, and what we are looking at, is looking at the kind of wheat we produce in the country and what we use in producing some of these household staples that we have. It's not the same type of wheat. The truth be said, for produce like semovita, which is widely consumed, even noodles, we can, and normal wheat flour and like, we produce that locally. But looking at the wheat used for producing bread, the normal bread that we buy, not the so-called wheat bread. And there's this thing we call acquired taste too. We are used to this particular taste, so it will take a longer period for consumers at large to transition to another taste of food. All these factors too are there. So in the short term, it might not necessarily feed into inflation number to drive it down, but going forward, probably 2-3 years down the line, as we see this pan out, we might see a significant decline through, and of course, another thing to consider is exchange rate pass-through effect, because that is also very important. So that's to see the impact reduce, and that can actually feed into food inflation numbers.
All right, good stuff. What about long-term vision of the central bank? I only got 30 seconds, and I had more questions. Pelumi Olanubi, you've explained the bulk of this, so thank you so much. Analyst with Financial Derivatives Company Limited. All right, quickly. I guess we have 30 seconds. Terms of trade, international competitiveness in 30 seconds.
Okay, basically what it means that our terms of trade will actually improve. That's what it means. If we actually begin to increase and we slash our import by that 60% in 2 years, our terms of trade will force makes our naira more straightened and become more competitive globally.
Pelumi Olanubi, Analyst, Financial Derivatives Company Limited. Thank you so much.